What is up, guys? Good morning and welcome. I've been getting a lot of requests lately on my Instagram page to do a PMDG startup tutorial. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at a startup tutorial for this aircraft, and we're going to get going here. We are in the PMDG NGXU Freighter Edition. This is Southern Air Incorporated, operated by Prime Air. Amazon Prime Air is becoming a very large a distributor in the States for freight, and they recently just bought a 767 that's no longer leased. It's actually purchased. But this is the Southern Air Incorporated. Anyways, we're at Baltimore International in Baltimore, Maryland. You can see all the Southwest aircraft in the background there. But this is just a real quick tutorial to start up and to show you how fast you can get this bird in the sky and how to do it correctly. I have the cruiser on, and I'm only using the cruiser because I want to make sure you guys see what I'm doing and see where I'm going. This video will be uploaded right after this, and remember, if you liked this video, remember to like and subscribe, and then shoot a comment in the comment section and let me know if you want to see other startup tutorials or any other kind of tutorials for PMDG, FS Labs, even an X-Plane with the tallest or the ultimate flight factor. Just let me know and I'll make one for you. But we're going to jump right into the cockpit right here. Now, when the PMDG is set up and you load in, sometimes you'll get you're already started, ready to go. What you want to do is you want to come down here, and the first thing you want to do in the FMC is go to PMDG Setup, Load Panel State, and then click what option you want. I usually hit cold and dark, and that'll send it right through. After the PMDG is returned to its cold and dark state, it'll be completely quiet, nothing going on. Next thing you want to do is load your fuel. And I was just on the fuel page, but you would go back to the menu, and you want to go to FS Actions. Fuel, I have my fuel loaded in, 19,752 pounds. Make sure you're in pounds and not in kilograms, or vice versa, or you'll have a very interesting flight. Payload, I go off the ZFW and the SimBrief calculator. So I applied that as well. If you guys need to know where that is, oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. Just drop this down real quick. Alright, there we go. Just want to make sure all my stuff's set up. Sorry about that. Alright, so it's going to be your SimBrief plan that is given to you. So now that we have the fuel and the payload loaded in, we can actually go back here to the main menu. Just leave it there for a second. I'm actually going to make sure my parking brake is set. It's right here. There we go. Go back up. I am using Chase Plane. That's why I can move around the cockpit pretty easily, as you can see. Chase Plane, if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. It's one of the best camera systems for P3D and FSX, if anyone still flies FSX. And if you do, good for you. I haven't flown it in years. But anyways, I want to start up my ACAR system real quick because I am recording this flight. Okay, come on. Yeah, that's fine. It's giving me an error, but no worries. Alright, so the first thing we want to do, you can do either a GPU startup or an APU startup. I'm going to preferably do the APU startup since I know that one the best. So we're going to go to our overhead panel here. First thing you want to do is here's your battery master switch. You just want to click this down. You'll hear the battery start to come into life. Then we're going to go down to our left hand side here on the left lower head panel. Left forward fuel pump is going to go on. Then come down to the APU. This is where the APU start is. You'll click it once and twice and hold it until it comes back up. And you'll see this little needle start to rise. That means the APU is starting to spool up. And 1 second. There it is, low oil pressure, and it should start rising in a second. Now it's rising. Now while we're doing that, we can come up here to our IRS, Align Systems. Turn these both to nav. If it's nighttime, you can turn on the dome light. It's right there. Come back down, and we're going to wait for that to come all the way back down. While that's doing its thing, we can clear that out. And you'll hear that little warning alarm go off. APU generator now is available. This flight was not illuminated before, and it is now. We'll click the APU gens, both sides, and we are set. Look, we have power to the aircraft now. Things are going to start lighting up. Clear out these warnings. Sea light will come on, and there we go. Now I also have it set up for a fast align time, so the IRS will align instantly once I put in the destination, or the the current location of the aircraft. We're going to close these. We're not going to use the tablets today. I personally never use them. Alright, so we'll go over to the FMC now. Aircraft is powered up technically. We're going to actions real quick, ground services. I'm going to get rid of the ground power unit, which I never honestly use unless I'm in a weird circumstance. So now that we're in the FMC, we're going to click on the FMC, and the aircraft is powered up. We're going to go to FMC. This is how to set up the flight management computer. You'll get this page. You'll go to make sure your AirX cycle is correct. Mine's 2011, that's correct. Alright, the reference airport, we are at Baltimore, so KBWI. We'll enter that, so drag and drop, see mine align instantly. Alright, so our route today is KBWI. Now this is the fast version, so I'm going to explain what I'm doing here. I saved my flight plan in PMDG format from SimBrief right into the prepared and then PMDG flight plans NGXU, and that's where I pasted that. So this is how easy it is to load a flight plan. So KBWI, and we're going to Atlanta, KATL, and all you're going to do is paste that into the company route. Boom. Activate. Execute. Flight plan is completely loaded. To get the... see how the bar reference is not correct? The height is wrong. You want to change the pressure setting. All you have to do is hit B. The letter B is for Bravo. And you'll see it completely goes back to where it should be. Right now what we're going to do is go to departures and arrivals. Departure today. Actually, I think I want to check on where my departure is. 15 right. And where am I currently? We might change that. We're not going to go 15 right. We're going to go to 10. We're actually going to do 10. Alright. So 10, and let's do... It says it wants the Terps 7. So I don't know if this is actually going to work, but we'll see. That's that, and then Flask is going to be the transition. Okay. So we are going to have have to vector around. Alright, so departures and arrivals. Arrivals. Now I want to double check. I should have checked this ahead of time. Let's just see. So I'm looking at the departures. Alright, so 10 is this way. We need something that's going to... Let's see. Oh, this one actually might work. Excuse me. We want to make this as easy as possible. Of course, excuse me, I'm not making it that easy right now. I apologize. Actually, this is what we're going to do. We're going to change this. Departures out of Baltimore. I'm going to go 10, and we're going to do the Fix-It 3 departure with a Flask transition, I think. Yeah, do Flask. Execute. There we go. Alright, arrivals into Atlanta today. SimBrief is giving us a 09 left. ILS a 09 left. We'll go right there. The Aussie 1 arrival. Click that. Flask is our transition. I think we'll do AK for that. Approaches. Alright, so now our departures and arrivals are set up. We'll go to Init Ref again. CFW, this is real easy since our flight plan is already loaded, our fuel is loaded. 1, 2, click it twice, and look, it already pulls everything in. Reserves are going to be 2. Our cost index today, it's giving very odd cost index. We'll do 5. Usually it's the standard. Flight level is going to be 30,000 feet. Alright. Our cruise and winds are 219 at 24, 219 at 24. We'll enter that in there. This whole page is set now. Execute. Next. Take off. Flaps are going to be 5. Center of gravity. We'll double click and we got it. So our trim is going to be 5.05. So we'll pull this over here. We'll come down to our trim wheel. Whoops, sorry about that. And we'll just scroll up to its 5.5. So 5.3 is about as close as we can get. Anyways, back up to the front here. Oh, wait, this is important. We'll have to copy our V speeds over. So V1, V2, VR, and V2. Those speeds are now copied over. Our final speed, V2, our rotate speed, is going to be 140. So we're actually going to go, whoops, 140, and we'll go up to 150. Flight directors will come on. Auto throttle will come on. Other flight director will come on. And we'll cruise this up to about 30,000. Not too much. Now, everyone does it differently. Autopilot panel is pretty much set. VNAV, I engage on the ground. Legs, go to legs. And we go to 105 for our heading right here. And we'll plug this in here. LNAV will engage. That is all set. And we're going to actually do, so we have a discontinuity here. We're going to go OSH, and we're going to copy this over. Boom. Execute. So that just takes our vector away, just to make it a little bit easier if you're not doing ATC online. So flight plan is loaded in, and we are all set with the FMC now. We can go back to the legs page. We're all set. We'll go over here and make sure our legs page is open here as well. Now, after that, all we have to do is go to the overhead panel. This is the second stage of the overhead panel. Yaw dampers will come on. Emergency lights, click that down. And then fasten seatbelt signs will come on. Pilot window heat will come on. All 4 switches, not the center, just the 2 on either side. Go down the electric fuel pumps, we'll turn those on. Packs can come on. APU's already on. We'll set this to 30,000 feet. Our logo should have come on already, but that's okay. And we are all set. That is pretty much the setup. Now I'm going to show you some. That's pretty much the startup procedure. Now we're going to go into the actual starting of the aircraft after we get some pushback here. So just give me 1 second and we'll get going. Just enjoying some of the outside scenery here in Baltimore. This is Latin VFRs of Baltimore. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Alright, so what we're going to do is going to pull up our GSX panel. We're going to prepare for pushback. We'll do, I don't know, we'll just do UPS is fine. As you can see, GSX, excuse me. Whoa. Okay, interesting.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Okay, so our tug driver's on the ground. Anyways, what we're going to do next is we're going to go to the menu. FS actions, ground services. We're going to remove the chocks, and that's all we need to do. Before startup, we're going to go back up to the overhead panel, turn our fuel pumps all on. We're going to go over here and turn our packs off. Anti-collision will come on, and that's all we need to do. And we're going to wait for the pushback. And now we're waiting for the pushback here. It's going to ask us nose left or right. There we go.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
What in the world?
Release parking brakes.
Alright, we'll release parking brakes by pressing the period key, or we can do it in the cockpit as well. I want to see what's going on here.
All engines clear.
Okay,
Start at will.
That was really odd. Sorry about that. Alright, now we're getting a good push. One thing we want to do is turn our TCAS system on. TCAS is down here on your center pedestal, and just flip it all the way to the right if you're flying online. So for the first engine start, we'll come up to the overhead panel. Actually, we'll do it this way. This is your engine controls. You can start either right engine or left engine. We'll do the left engine today. Flip it to the ground. Come back down the center. Now we're going to have to maintain and watch our N2. And pull this up. Once this hits about 20 on the N2, we can engage fuel into the fuel tanks. 18, 19, and 20, so number 1, raise it up. And you'll see on this panel now, but it just wants to pop up. There we go. You'll see our engines are actually starting. Just the left engine, of course. Alright. Now there's this interesting noise you'll hear if you're inside the cockpit. You're going to hear click. There it is. That means the engine one is all set, ready to go. We'll set our parking brakes real quick.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Right. We'll let GSX know we have a good start. Now, engine number 2, same thing. Ground. And we'll wait for the N2 to reach about 20. See, as you can see, the left engine is now stabilized. Oh, we also have fuel in the center tank for some strange reason. That's odd, but we'll turn on the fuel pumps in the center tanks too. I didn't mention that.
Gear.
I will show that in 1 second. Oh, we're at 20 now. If you miss it, you can always just go start it.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Like I said, if the N2 reaches past 20 and you forget to flip up the fuel, it's okay. Just go and flip it up. It'll be fine. And then we have a very odd payload system today with fuel, so I'm going to show you something as well. Just waiting for engines to stabilize. I'll show it to you right now. So down here on this display,
Left is clear. Right is clear.
you'll see your fuel quantity. These are your wing tanks and your center tanks. You have to engage all your fuel pumps accordingly. So these are your forward wing tanks right here. These two are these 4 switches down here. Your center pumps are right here. If it's yellow, that means the pumps are not on. You need to engage them. So those are all engaged now. Alright, so now that we have both engines are started, we'll go back to the overhead panel yet again. We're going to work our way left to right. So generator bus switches come on. The APU will come back on, but that's okay. Probe heat will come on. Packs will come on. And APU bleed will go off. You'll come down a little bit here. APU now will come off. Set your engines to continuous. Your taxi light is on. You'll come back down here. So we said flaps 5 for takeoff. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Flaps will go down the 5. We'll set our auto brake to RTO, rejected takeoff. And we are all set. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the startup procedures easy as can be. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you want me to do something better or worse, or whatever the case may be, make sure you also leave that in the comment section. And if you like this video, like and subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification button to all so you'll get notifications of my newest videos coming online. If you have any requests for anything whatsoever, Flight Sim, let me know and I will do them for you. I have no issue with that. Hope you guys are having a great day. You have a great rest of your week, and I will get a new video out to you soon. You guys take care and happy flying.